Hello guys, Kazuma Kuriyami here, and yeah, here for a deck profile. V Series Shadow Paladins. I made this deck out of my extra cards in my collection, and people are asking me, Kazuma, Jack, why the frick do you still play V Series? The better question is why not? I still have friends in Thailand who play this, so that's the reason why I still play this. V Series is very meaningful to me, so still play the game. Anyways, enough intro, let's go. The deck I'm going to be going for is Shadow Paladins, and it's going to be a Dark Dictator deck. Should sound familiar since it's the first one that appeared in the V series when Ren Suzugumori showed up. Now let's start. 3 copies. Dark Dictator works like Alfred Early, but with slight differences. Can't call from the soul. This is going to be the main Vanguard. The skill of this card is gets 2,000. Let me try to zoom in better so you guys can see. Yeah, that's better. There it is. 2,000 for each of your rear guard. Call grade 2. After that, your opponent retires. 3 copies of that. The deck's going to focus on Dark Dictator, so that makes sense. Next one is the support Dark Dictator. I would give, Shadow Blaze Dragon. I got the Fireland version, because why not? The skill of this, Vanguard Rear, Counterblast, Spear Call 2, Rest Position. This basically provides rear guards for, Dark Dictator. Next, it's going to be Dark Metal Dragon. This is going to work as a way to filter the cards that Shadow Blaze provides, and on top of that, your opponent would retire, and this will allow you to superior call a grade 2 that's 9,000. Only once per turn. Only set 2 copies of it. So next, 1 copy of Bad Car. It's just a Soul Blast. It's once per turn. Gives Dark Dictator an extra rear guard, but that's gonna be retired by the end of the turn. So put 1 copy of Gus the Blaster Dragon. Thinking why Gus Blaster, not Phantom Blaster Dragon? Well, I like this better because it works more consistently with Dark Dictator in my opinion. So I only put 1 copy because the main focus is still Dark Dictator. And on top of that, I can't release the second skill, but it's fine. I'm just happy with this one more because since it's a lot easier to use. Next is going to be Ludwig. This is a bit controversial. People hate this card, but I run it and I have reasons why. Majority of this cards in my deck is going to be, let's try to focus on this one. Bind free grade 1 cards. For every free in your drop zone, you draw a card. So this helps us an extra draw, and it's act. So yeah, it's pretty useful. When placed, if your opponent has... this thing is... I use this basically like Dark Hole from Yu-Gi-Oh! You get to wipe out your whole field, and your opponents are not able to find a way to go Superior Call them back. Since I have a lot of Shadow Blaze, and many of my cards involve Superior Call anyway, so I put this card as a tough move. But most of the time, I just use him for the draw card... the draw card bind ability. So yeah. Anyways, let's go to the grade 2 lineup. 2 of this witch. She sucks because your opponent gets to soul charge and counter charge with you if you rest free your guards. But in this deck, it works fine because you need all the counter charge you get. Because many of the counter charges that appear for Shadow Paladins is garbage. It relies on Blaster Dark. I don't want this deck to focus on Blaster Dark. So, this is the best one you've got. And plus, even if you give your opponent counter charge or soul charge, it doesn't fucking matter. Why? They're gonna die if I use this deck. Next, only 2 copies of Blaster Dark. Why only 2? Because in this deck, I don't really need him too much. Dark Dictator works with any grade 2. And on top of that, I don't really like Blaster Dark's skill. The fact that, your opponent has to choose. He's only useful for the Vanguard when I get the Twin Drive. But anything other than that, he's not really too useful in the deck. 1 copy of Dordona. Power up 3,000 if you have more rear guards to your opponent. Works well with Dark Dictator. 1 copy of Witch Calamity Emmer. every time a rear guard is placed, 5,000 power up. I'm not done with the grade 2 lineup, just give me a sec. Dark Hope Trumpeter, Superior Call, don't have to tell you. Remember the Dark Metal Dragon? Well, that one works well with this one, so that way I could double Superior Call. And on top of that, power up, so pretty standard. And I also add Refusal Mage Brigus. If you have more rear guards than your opponent, which obviously goes well with Dark Dictator as well, your opponent cannot intercept. Very annoying for them. So now let's go to the grade 1 lineup. Skull Witch in the main. I usually use this to call herself or to call another grade 1. You're about to find out. Ensnaring Mage Connor. The reason why I put this in the deck is because a lot of the cards or the units that Shadow Blaze Dragon Superior calls to the field, many of them are triggers or cards you don't even freaking need. Or there are moments when your opponent will tell you to guard with 2 cards. So I usually use this to troll them, so that way you could make use of the uncalled for cards from your field in the rear guard circle, set in rest position, then you could sacrifice them in the guard circle, or if you need extra guard. Next is going to be Swordbreaker. Her skill is going to be like Blaster Javelin, but it's a lot better. And the reason why she's better is because you can literally Superior Call her. She works well with the main, because it says here you have to Superior Call somebody that has 5,000, so that works with her too. Oh wait, I forgot. I got another Dordona, so I guess it's supposed to be 2 versions of Dordona. Forgot to add that. Okay, next is going to be Garurubao. Just add here 1 copy of Orion Rod. I only need 1 copy because Dark Dictator already has a lot of power-ups anyway. And most of the time the Force markers, I just place that on the rear guards. I usually use Force 1 for this. The next, Nightmare Painter. I use this so you could put one of the cards on the rear guard circle into the soul and power up plus 3,000. This deck doesn't use too much of soul charge, but it still uses soul charge. So it's better to at least have 1 card or unit that helps out with the soul charging, Alright. 2 Limris, grade 1 PGs. People are gonna ask me, why do you still use that shit? Draw PGs or crit PGs are better. Well, for this deck, since I'm using Ludwig, the one that sacrifices, I need a lot grade 1s as possible. So I put 2 grade 1s because I still need grade 1 so I could activate the ability, in which for every 3 grade 1 in the drop zone, I could bind 3 of them and I draw a card. So that's the reason why I put them there. Let's go to the let's go to the triggers. This is gonna be fun. 4 crits. 4 crits. 4 heal. 1 normal draw trigger. 4 draw PGs, Mac clear, and of course my starter, full bow. So for this deck, what would I recommend? Don't use Force 2. Force 2 is garbage for this deck. Always use Force 1. The reason why I still use this deck is because this is one of my Shadow Paladin decks. I have a handful of Shadow Paladin decks that I use, one for premium. This is not my main Shadow Paladin deck. This is my secondary Shadow Paladin deck. I usually make use of the extra cards in my storage since some of the cards I'm selling in business is working fine. And yeah. Would I consider this to be tournament worthy? Locals, I guess. Champions? No, absolutely not. I have something way stronger than this. I would probably use my Mordred. And Mordred Phantom deck. But anyways, I hope you guys enjoyed this video. This is just a short video. It's about my Dark Dictator deck. It's been a long time. It's probably nostalgic for many people who haven't seen this for a long time. Anyways, I hope you guys enjoyed the video. This is probably going to be weird to post in 2026, but, it's just good for nostalgia. And yeah, someone out there still plays V Series. Leave a like, share, and subscribe. Hopefully you guys enjoy this, okay? Signing out, Kazuma Kriyami. Hope you guys enjoy. Bye-bye.